Hi, I'm Jennifer Ralston, CEO at HKPO and your Sensei On Demand. One of the questions I frequently get from executives is exactly what does a successful deployment of Lean Six Sigma look like? This is an excellent question because, in fact, a successful deployment of Lean Six Sigma depends upon 8 critical X's. Here's the formula I follow, which you've likely seen from me in the past. Y is the function of X. In this case, the Y is a successful deployment. And successful deployment depends on the function of all of the X's, 1 through 8, listed right here on the screen. In fact, this is one of the very first conversations I have with a client or a company if they're unsure of how to get started. We analyze the company's readiness out each of the critical X's by doing an assessment. Each X is rated on a scale. Green is good to go or near 100% ready. Yellow is almost there, but some things need tweaking or improving, around 70 to 75% ready. And red is the red flag, which means that some of the X's need to be addressed before getting started with your Lean Six Sigma journey. In this video, we'll introduce you to some core requirements behind each X. So let's jump right into critical X number 1. The first and foremost critical X is leadership commitment. Leadership needs to be on board at the beginning and throughout the entire improvement process. They're driving the ship and telling everyone to go north. You can try a bottoms-up and top-down approach, but without the top-down support, it's not going to go anywhere. And this is so important. And the second part of this leadership critical X is the pitch. And you're going to need to put on your salesman hat and develop a pitch that will get your leadership to buy into the program. And leaders want to realize benefits of the projects quickly. So building in some small successes earlier in the program is a good plan. In fact, a good practice is to partner with your finance team and tie those savings into the company's bottom line. Because yes, leaders want results fast, show early successes, and to do that, we move into critical X number 2. Pick the right project or projects that can make this happen. Selecting the right projects is key to establish early successes and to gain buy-in. And here are a few ways to make that happen. 1 is so essential. Align Lean Six Sigma projects to core business processes, strategies, and operating goals. 2, establish projects of appropriate size, scope, and focus early on. Make sure the resources are there to carry it out and set it up for success. 3, build in some flexibility. Establish a documented process for a 1-year Lean Six Sigma project hopper refresh or a list of potential projects. 4, be visible. Use a project tracking system that highlights and makes known your successes. And this also allows others to replicate that success in other parts of your business. Critical X3 is all about black belt selection. The skills of a black belt are essential to the project and its stakeholders. Be sure to do rigorous interviewing to select the right belts. And select the number of belts that's a good fit for you to manage, typically 1% of the population of your employees. You should be looking for people that have some analytical skills or can be taught analytical skills, and they must be people with good people skills and ultimately be coachable. Critical X4 is black belt dedication. Until deployment maturity develops, it's highly recommended to have your black belts be full-time positions or fully dedicated. Create a career ladder so belts can see the road to growth either as business leaders or as master black belts. That career path might look something like this example right here. Having that roadmap for black belts helps keep them focused and helps them avoid common pitfalls, such as not being able to transition out of an old job or juggling time between two roles. Next up is establishing and maintaining champion engagement, or X5. Project champions are essential in removing obstacles to project success. So it's important to articulate that role early on and remind them as needed. Champions should be in constant communication with both black belts and master black belts, keeping them active and engaged. Ensure your champions are equipped with the right questions to ask at each DMAIC tollgate, through which those projects must advance. X6 is all about the support from master black belts. Similar to black belt selection, choosing the right candidate is critical, so it's important to use a rigorous selection process for your master black belts. Master black belts should be future leaders of your company. Develop them as such and develop a success roadmap for them. Next up is X7, or organizational tools. This critical factor might include things like training materials, the certification process for green belts, black belts, and master black belts, statistical software tools like Minitab or Sigma Excel, project visibility, setting up a dashboard, clear navigation and communications, and celebrating achievements of completed tasks with rewards and recognition. So you can appreciate that all of these tools help with a successful deployment. But it's also important to realize that these tools for sustainment take time. So here you can lean on your black belts and master black belts to help with that. And capping the list is X8, a sustaining infrastructure for continued success. Steering committee reviews with the appropriate stakeholders is key to ensure project awareness and ensure touch points for your projects. Top-level leadership must have oversight of the Lean Six Sigma deployment and keep track of its pulse or health. Functional owners or process owners need to continue to own the deployment and to sustain the infrastructure and results, which really does circle back around to X1 and having the appropriate leadership. It also really underscores how interrelated all of these X's are when implementing a continuous improvement program. And it's essential to have them all in place before doing so. And now it's your turn. Download your free self-assessment here or contact us if you have any questions about where your organization is regarding these critical X's. Email us at sensei@senseondemand.com.